Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of No Man's Sky. As always, Captain Beefy with the Game Vault here today, and we are back on our totally legit post-Waypoint character who I've been lax with lately with, some of the other videos I've been making, especially since I did the permadeath one, which was the permadeath stream, which is a lot of fun. Been doing that, and of course looking at some of the changes Waypoint brought around and checking to see if some things can still be done, like selecting the level of freighter that you acquire and all that. So with this one, I've been looking for a legit way to make money early game. And I got to tell you, it's tough, but I think I figured one out to some degree. I mean, I know the best way, it seems, early on is straight away taking salvage ships and selling them. You don't get a lot, but you get, over $1 million for them, which is not great, but early game it can be a pretty big help. And the thing is, there's a way to do it, like getting the navigation data to get the maps can be, a little challenging. There's a lot of ways to get them, but if you really want to stock up and get a bunch of them, well, I found a pretty decent way, and it's only going to cost you a handful of salvaged data and then 250 nanites. So let's take a look at it and see what we're looking for here. So what we want is the barrel fabricator, right? So we're going to have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's going to cost us 4 salvage data. So we got to grab that first, and we grab the drawers. Of course, you got to work your way down. And there it is, barrel. Then we grab the small crate. Then the barrel fabricator. And now we've got the ability to make that. You might be wondering, well, why are we making that, Captain Beefy? Well, I'll show you in a minute. But, you come across those in the wild all the time, and they require this puppy right here, an Atlas Pass, to open it. Now, I've already got the warp cell open. That opens automatically for you, so you won't have to buy that or the life support gel. So those already be opened up. So this is the technology we're going to buy as an Atlas Pass 1. And there, we got that. And now, let's go ahead and make that Atlas Pass real quick before we forget. And we want to whip out some antimatter. Alright, so I can make 4 of them, right? Alright, so now we're going to go back to a base, and I think we'll go back to that mold base I found. So we got a great way to make a lot of nanites, or not a lot, but some nanites fairly quickly. I mean, runaway mold is a good solid way to do it. It is time consuming, but, it works. And when you find a bunch of mold like that, it works very, very well. Alright, so let's go to the mold base real quick, and I'll see you there. Alright, well, here we are at the mold base. Not much to it. Definitely need to work on this wall because it's not in the right place here, but that answers a question for me on whether or not building will affect the spawns of these things, and it looks like it won't since they spawned right inside of it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and build some of these fabricators. Now, I noticed as, I've been traveling along and things are a little tougher now with getting stuff and all that, especially in the hardcore mode. I noticed that whenever I open these up, I get a lot of times a nav data. So we're going to test this out and see what's up. Antimatter, that's not good. Condensed carbon, that's not good. Some more condensed carbon. Nav data, okay. Let's see, can I put them away and put them back out? Alright, let's try it again. Alright, so you put them away and they come back, condensed carbon. Condensed carbon. Nav data. Now, I looked into this a little bit, and I believe it has to do with where these things are placed. So we've got a couple placed here. We're going to keep placing them until they all do nav data, and then we're going to leave and come back and see if they all spawn nav data again, because obviously they're... Oh! Nav data. Nav data. There's 3. Antimatter housing. So there's some kind of interesting stuff in these, you know. We just got an antimatter and the housing, so now we can build a warp fuel, right? Yeah, see? So that was useful. All right, let's try this one out. Antimatter again. Oh, allowed me to do it twice in a row. Nav data. Okay, I guess you can do these twice. I never really paid attention to that before, and think about all the money I left on the table by not doing that. So that's interesting. All right, let's pop it here. Condensed carbon. And we're just going to keep moving it around till we get nav data. More condensed carbon. Where's that antimatter coming from? That's definitely appearing. So I guess I'm getting the carbon. Ooh, excuse me. And the antimatter. Let's put it on this side of the wall. There's a nav data. And a nav data. And these I cannot touch again. Alright, perfect. So, yeah. Be very interested in seeing what happens here. So I'm going to go ahead and mine this crap up, literally. And I'm going to leave and come back. So we'll see when we get back. Alright, so we went up to the anomaly. And now it's time to go back to that little mold base and see what's happening there. So let's do it. Should be an interesting little test here, and if this works, then we will then we'll know it works. That's cool. Now, thinking about it, it might behoove me to put one of those down for antimatter as well, you know, and or carbon. A great way to lock in those resources on a regular basis. Let's search it. Navigation data. Oh yeah. So look at that. So for the price of some ionized cobalt and antimatter, we got a bunch of navigational data. That is just utterly fantastic. It doesn't get much better than that. I don't know what keeps coming around here and pooping, but I appreciate it. All right, so I don't think we have any starship maps as it is. No, we don't have any of those. So I'm going to go ahead and head to the station and trade those in for some maps, and then we'll go ship hunting. So we'll see you in a minute. Oh yeah, we're back. So here we are on the space station talking to Cartographer, who is right next, of course, to the little teleportation module here. And we'll go up to him, and he sells a variety of maps. And honestly, depending on how many of those you have and how much you want to farm them, you could exchange 3 each of these for exosuit upgrade charts, which sell for over 100,000 a pop. I mean, it's not that lucrative, but in a pinch, it'll get you a few 100,000 units if you wanted. But then there's all these other charts you can buy. The settlement chart for settlements, of course, the planetary one for artifact sites. Here is for inhabited outposts. This one here is the one we're looking for. And then a secure site of interest. These are like the manufacturing facilities and all that, which will get you sometimes plans, sometimes upgrades, and so forth and so on. So we just got, what, 8 of those, but I think we already had a couple. 16, 17, 18. Good Lord. Okay. So I get 23 of these. That's 23 potential ships, And if each ship netted me 1,000,000 units, that's 23 million bucks right there. A lot of legwork to make the money. I get it. There's no easy way. There's no mass cobalt farming from system to system or anything like that. It just, in my experience up to now, just doesn't exist. Now, if there's someone out there who has come up with a really good early game money-making scheme, please tell me down below in the comments. I'd love to see how you're doing it, because, you know, it's definitely been nerfed with the 4.0 update. Ah, we got an abandoned building. All right, well, I'm going to go check that out, and then we'll go look for the emergency signal. So we'll be back. Right over there, guys. Looks like I found one. So here we are, an abandoned ship. No dude walking around it, so we're not going to have to repair it for somebody, which is great, because sometimes you come across these and it's got some guy that wants you to help him out by repairing his ship, which is all well and good, but, you know, it kind of sucks when you're looking to get a new ship, right? So we're just going to go around and gather all these goodies up real quick, because they do help. And little Nanites and whatever else we're going to get. And now we can open up these things too. You know, we got some ammunition out of that one, no big deal. All right, so here is the little vessel. It's a crappy little, but it's a B. It's a B class, so that's better than a C. It's valued at 7.95 million, which is a decent amount of money, but because it's so damaged, we're never going to get what it's valued at, right? Because every one of these takes away from the value. Now, if you have a lot of materials and whatnot, you can fix these things up to the best of your ability. But the only two you need to make it flight worthy is the launch thruster, which is okay, and then the pulse engine with the hermetic seal and metal plating. So I think I can do that, right? Yeah. There's the hermetic seal. There's the metal plating. I'll go back and we will fix this pulse engine up. And I believe we can fly now. You don't want to get in combat with one of these, because, you know, the shields are all shot to hell, and doesn't have a good weapon system or anything. It's just basically a throwaway ship, but it's going to be worth a few bucks. And like I said, this one I don't think will be worth even $1 million, but we'll see. But as you do this, you can start purchasing some resources and using those resources to build up. Like if I purchased a whole bunch of wiring looms and chromatic metal and all this other stuff, the things that, you know, you can look through it and see what it uses. Magnetized ferrite, chromatic metal, you can almost fix that one. Oxygen, dioxide, you know, a lot of basic stuff. Some wiring looms, some platinum, paraffinium, little activated copper. So yeah, there's quite a bit. Pretty much anything goes. And if you want, and maybe we'll do that real quick, is we'll see how much it's worth as is. And I know I can repair at least one of those I saw. We'll repair it and see if it's worth repairing. Is it a significant upgrade in the value of the vessel? Now remember, you don't always get 100% back. You know, you're going to get stuff that you might want to keep. Please tell me I have room in my inventory. Okay, I should have plenty. Whew. I always forget about that, especially early on like that when I don't really have room in my inventory to spare. Alright, so if we scrap it, it's going to tell us if that's 1.4. Alright, so 1.435 million. Now, what can we repair on it? Let's go get a little closer so we can repair it. I know I saw one thing. Wiring looms will be a big help. Hello. There we go. That might be it. Yeah, so a little more magnetized ferrite. So you just some basic stuff. Oh, we can repair too. Alright, so we're done. So we go from 1.435, and now let's take a look. That cost us 200 chromatic metal. 1.795. A pretty significant jump. I'm not going to lie. So there we go. So you can easily buy back that chromatic metal or copper or whatever it is you need to make the chromatic metal and still walk away with a fortune. Now let's see, offer to trade. So we're sitting at 18.4 on our units, and we'll sell off the parts that they gave us. And the nano cables are 322. Cycled circuitry, another 500,000. Yeah, these aren't worth much. 221. Subatomic regulators, 935. So we topped off at 20 million right there, right? And let's see if this guy has chromatic metal. He doesn't have chromatic metal for sale, but you know, we could easily buy some of these other goodies in the hopes that we'll need them for repairs later on. That's a lot there. We're not going to spend all that, but I say we'll spend about 15. We'll spend $1 million on wiring looms. No problem with that. Which ship did it give me? Oh, it gave me my ship that I'm using. Good. Sometimes you can't trust this thing. It'll bring back like your worst, crappiest ship that you don't want to use. Well, we're going to go right back to the mold base after this, but we're just going to go look and see what else we could buy here as far as parts go, and then I'll find another one and we'll check that out. So yada yada, we get some more ferrite dust. See, stuff like the plating is in there, which is great, but we can make it with the ferrite dust we bought. Plating takes up a lot of room in your inventory. Pyrite, little ionized cobalt, chromatic metal. I mean, usually I get residual goop, but I'm not going to do that now since I already have a mold farm. That's just kind of a waste of time. Storm crystals are always good. Alright, and look at that, nav data. Alright, so I'm going to head back to the base, and we'll be back. Alright, looks like this time we found a hauler. And I forgot to do this last time, I believe, but always check these distress beacons. And here's why. Let's check out what's in his hand. Look at that, we get a plasma launcher. That just saved us some nanites. So that's always great, right? So always worthwhile checking those things out. Got a nav data, look at that. Sodium nitrate. More of this stuff, don't really need it. Go ahead and get our rusted metal, whatever's in here. Hopefully we get a little oxygen. I'm actually running low on O2. Get ground air, so a little bit of oxygen, cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this guy up and running. So it's a C class. Worth 40 million. Now again, that's going to be severely cut down, but that's a lot of money. So let's claim it. And let's fix it. Oop. I was like, wait a minute, what? Alright, so this one needs both of these fixed. So I need pure ferrite, dihydrogen jelly, a hermetic seal, and metal plating. Ugh. Alright, well, first and foremost, I don't have the ferrite for it. Oh, we need pure ferrite. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and drop our refiner down real quick. Get that cooking. And let that pure ferrite get cooking. And then we need the hermetic seal and the metal plating. And what else was it? That's all good. Dihydrogen jelly. I think I have that on this my ship, so We'll grab that real quick off of our abstract champion. I gotta name this ship. I haven't really got a name for it yet. Dihydrogen jelly, there we go. Come on. Alright, you know what? We actually stopped this whole thing. We really don't need any more right now. Pick everything up, and always make sure to pick up your little refiner there. They're easy to leave behind. I can't tell you how many planets have a refiner of mine on it somewhere. Alright, so we'll do that and that. And let's look and see anything else we can fix. Well, no, let's see the... I want to check the before and after again, so we'll do that first. So I'll be back when we're on the space station. 8 million units. Straight up 8 million units. I mean, that's pretty solid right off the bat. We don't really need to repair anything, but we'll repair some stuff just to see how that bumps up. I think I got 3 wiring looms left. Alright, let's fix that. And that, there's 2. Every little bit you fix helps. So what do we do? 3 so far? Maybe we'll get lucky and get 1 or 2 more. Almost out of chromatic metal, so we're going to have to definitely... Oh, there's 4. Get some chromatic metal. That seems to be a big factor. Yeah, let's use that platinum. 5. Alright, so we were able to fix 5. So it was 8 million before. Let's see where we stand now. 9.3. That's decent. We will take every penny of it. Thank you very much. We'll sell off all the scrap we got. And that'll about wrap this video up. So thanks for joining me. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. If you found this useful at all, this video, please leave a like on it down below and a comment. Let me know if you found any better ways of making early game money. This is meticulous. It does take some time. If you use one of those maps and you have some of those barrels, I don't recommend going to anything other than distress signals, because it's just a waste of time otherwise. Go to a system, do it a few times, go to a new system, do it a few times, look around, and you should be able to fairly quickly build up a decent amount of money. I mean, we're at 18 now. Let's just sell off those pieces real quick to see where we stand. Now, of course, you can also, if you get, there we go. Oh, look at that. That's nice. If you get some modules, you can sell those off for nanites if they're not something that you can use at the time, or you got better ones, or you just not interested in them. So yeah, that puts us at 27, almost 20, just under 28 million. And that's not too bad. So anyways, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please do so. It is a huge help for me. I do this content daily, so if you also ring that bell for notifications, you'll know every time a new video lands. You'll be able to join us here. Thank you, each and every one of you. You are the best. I will see you next time.